she's so about herself. Mm-hmm. She's so egotistical that, she let her emotions get the best of her. Yeah. To where she just defeats herself. She slipped on that ice. They busted her mouth.
Deep.
Ooh. Damn, she turned into a mutant. What
She's a mutant too, right? Her veneers.
Her veneers are like, damn.
Oh my God.
Your veneers pushing your jaw back? What?
Looks like a Cro-Magnon. Looks like a Neanderthal. It's a cave woman right there.
Sure was.
Oh my Lord. Yeah. It's a troglodyte. Jesus, get out of here.
Double Toasted live in Las Vegas is coming up very soon, and tickets are selling fast. So get your tickets now by going to x1entertainment.com/double-toasted and join us for a night of comedy, music, games, and our after party. And we'll see you there soon. So, last chance to leave the room, to cut us off. We're going to be talking about the latest episode of She-Hulk, episode 6. We'll have a quick discussion about this, but it will be a very spoiler-filled discussion. So if you haven't seen this episode and you don't want to hear anything about it, Kyle, we already told you he hasn't seen it yet, but he says it's okay. You have my permission to go on. The rest of you, you might want to tune out. But if you want to stick around, it'll be our pleasure to have you. And for those who have seen it, even more of a pleasure to discuss this with you. So we are now on episode 6 of She-Hulk, which this is, as far as the Marvel shows go, this is Disney's just pure, straightforward comedy.
Sitcom.
In fact, they said, you know what, so much of comedy, it's a sitcom with She-Hulk talking at the screen, breaking the fourth wall and everything.
Clearly nailing it at all of these things.
If you want to go back to your life as a lawyer, I respect that.
He doesn't mean that.
You like crazy bitch.
Who are you talking to?
So I'm going to jump into this as if people have already seen episodes 1 through 5. We're going to be talking about characters we've already talked about. We're not going to be over-explaining plot lines and players in here and whatnot. We're just going to jump into it and kind of pick up on some discussions and continue those from last week. But, we all know that She-Hulk is a lawyer. What's her real name?
Jennifer Walters.
Jennifer Walters.
Jen Walters.
Jen Walters. She's a lawyer, and even though she now has super Hulk powers, all she wants to do is to continue to be a lawyer.
Just Jen.
Just be Jen. Just live in a little apartment. Work at this law firm, even though it's a law firm for super powered people. For some people, powers are a burden, and for everybody else, you got superpowers, so what?
Whatever.
So does everyone else. Mm-hmm. And by the way, you really want that shit? Okay, cool. You want everybody trying to kill you all the time?
That's an inconvenience.
Yeah, you want people freaking out when you want people freaking out when they know you got powers, because that's where it's getting to now.
Yep.
Oh, you wait till those mutants get up in here. But so here's one thing I have to say. Unlike last week where I was just like, I like this, but and this thing, I don't know about this, and they could have done this better right here, but I still enjoyed it. It's all right. I was kind of wishy-washy on it, but I did still enjoy it. I will say that this week's episode 6, man, I really enjoyed this a lot.
I thought it was hilarious.
This one was funny. Mm-hmm. The reason why I like this episode so much is because this was the episode that made me say, all right, this is why this show stands out as one of Marvel's better shows, man. Mm-hmm. There are elements in here that really makes this one of their best shows that's on right now. Even if, 1 or 2 episodes don't really hit that hard or that well, it's still a lot of things in here that I love about this that makes me say, you know what? This is a nice departure and a break from everything that Marvel's doing.
One of the things I really liked about this episode is that it took time to develop its characters and different character relationships. Because Jen's mostly by herself, and we have different characters that are kind of with each other for the first time and working together. And because of that, we learn a little bit more about them and who they are. And I thought, this is really nice.
Yeah, I'm going to get into that. The CG, I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my mind. The CG was so much better this week. I don't know if they got a different company. I don't know if my eyes were just bad last week. I don't know what's going on, but I looked at this and I wasn't even trying. All right, don't sit up here thinking I was sitting at the screen like this, trying to look at every pixel. I don't ever do that. But it was something about last week. I said the CG looked like shit. I dealt with it. It was fine. But for some reason, it looks so much better this week. I don't know if they had a different company working on this or what.
I can think of 2 reasons.
Ass and titties.
Yes, okay, 3 reasons. Well, okay, that's part of one of my reasons.
Okay.
1, they had action scenes in this episode, so they had to make it look a little bit better than usual. And 2, ass and titties.
There you go.
Wow, Jen, everything about you is just working.
Thank you, Heather.
Your ass looks crazy right now. Incredible.
Everybody has an ass.
Hi, Jen.
that chick had me laughing so hard.
I love her.
In this episode, if you've seen it, this is, and Jen even looks at the camera and says, "Yes, this is a wedding episode." All right, this is where where you're going to get a lot of wedding cliches, including this chick right here, pretty much a kind of a low grade, mild bridezilla.
Sure, yeah, very much. Yeah.
Everybody, she's so bad. We don't see it, thank God, but everybody quits because of her. That's working the venue.
Yeah, they get sick of her
They
personality.
get sick of her,
attitude.
man. No one cares about people having superpowers.
Yeah.
Especially Jen. She's so plain Jane. Even though she's an awesome lawyer, she's so plain Jane and so plain Jen when she's not She-Hulk that people just, they dog this girl out.
Yeah.
They giving this girl a complex. No one cares about her having powers. She's just not that interesting. And she can't be She-Hulk for, forever. But not only that, I like that now, not only do people not care she has powers, but they keep, every episode, more and more, people just keep looking down on her, man.
Yes.
So it's not
Underestimating her.
Yeah, underestimating her. And, it's one thing for people to just not care if you have powers. People can still think you're awesome. People don't think she's shit without. They look down on her.
Yeah.
When she doesn't have her powers. And every episode, people are looking down on her even more and more to the point where they're just feeling sorry for her, man. Like again, the bridezilla comes in, and she's and to her face is just talking down to her, and knows good and well that she's She-Hulk.
Right.
Even when she says she's She-Hulk, she's like, yeah, I don't care about that shit. Are you still the pathetic human being that you were before?
That's what she wanted.
I mean, as you saw, I now have superpowers. Like, are you dating a guy, a boy? Is there a boy in your life? Oh, no.
You'll find someone. Don't feel bad.
Oh, I don't feel bad.
She's
Yeah.
like pitying her.
I didn't feel bad until just now.
And pitying her to make herself feel better.
Yeah, well, what's interesting about this, because I thought this episode was going to, okay, I see what they're going to do. She was invited to, because they set up where, I don't know why my friend from high school invited me out of the blue. It's like, because I'm She-Hulk, and then they want me because I'm She-Hulk. And she goes to the wedding, and she embraces her She-Hulk persona. Like, she's like, yeah, I'm showing off. I got this dress. I look great. And then the bride is like, I don't want She-Hulk. This is my goddamn day, and I want to look down on you, and I want to embarrass you like that. And I was like, shit!
Like, I want you to come to the wedding and show that I have, some clout with like famous people and whatnot, but don't show me up.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's weird because this whole time she's been fighting She-Hulk. She's been fighting She-Hulk, and now that last week when she had the character of Titania, if you saw last week, you know what we're talking about. When she got sued for that name, she's like, well, I fought for this name now.
Yeah.
Maybe I do want to be She-Hulk.
That's who I am.
And she finally is like, She-Hulk is who I am. I can use it for my self-esteem at this point.
Right.
And the moment, and she can't even do that now.
Nope.
The moment she's doing it, she's getting shit on just for being the person that she fought for a long time.
Yeah, obviously, this is the one time I didn't want to show up as just Jen.
I thought that was a nice touch, man.
Yeah, they've modified it in a couple episodes, but that one was very noticeable.
Yeah, no, I thought that was really cool. Again, showing how they are coming in and just how much fun they're having with this show.
Yeah.
And how much a little more creative freedom they have with this show right here. As they explore Jen's character, as she's kind of just, fighting, like her self-esteem is becoming confusing now.
Yeah, and she's very lonely. She's getting more and more isolated as the series goes on.
That's the thing with this, man. She's the harder she tries. She's in quicksand.
Yeah.
The harder she tries to embrace something. She tried embracing herself, being confident. People are like, no, we want She-Hulk. Now she's got She-Hulk. No, you're making everyone look bad.
Yeah.
They really are making her very lonely. First it was with guys. Now it's with friends.
Yeah.
And you see when she's away from her from
Nikki.
Nikki, when she's away from Nikki,
That's her support.
She ain't got shit.
No, she falls apart.
No one is there for her.
Yeah.
I got something to say about Nikki in a little bit, man.
Okay.
Might make you mad, but
Oh, all right. I'm interested. 'Cause I really like Nikki this episode. We'll get to that eventually.
but no, that's the thing. It shows just how much they're centering on character, and this is why character is why this show is really rising above a lot of
Yes.
these Marvel shows,
Yeah.
and this because they don't have to stop to have an action scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of these shows have had to stop to have an action scene. One Division was actually pretty cool, but that was character. But a lot of that was also, you know, having the gimmick of recreating a sitcom.
Well,
This feels like we are concentrating really on human characters now.
Yeah, well, you know, I like it. Even though this is a comedy, and it can get very goofy, and it can have those sitcom type antics. But even the sitcoms that we grew up watching, or even more recent ones, they still had time to treat
Yeah.
these people like humans. Like, we'll put them in a goofy situation, but then you'll see them when they're sad, or when they're
Yeah.
dealing with some really tumultuous stuff that is affecting how they feel like they're being perceived.
I know it might be hard to see these as the human drama here and the character growth and whatnot, because it is a comedy. It is very lighthearted. And I get it, because with sitcoms, they're not the deepest things. And even the format itself makes these characters seem like they're not that deep too.
Yeah.
But it is exploring a lot of
Yeah.
subtle things here that people, you know, if you look at it, it's there.
I mean, yeah, it takes moments to do that.
This is why I said that this is centering on character, man, because there are nice moments, and I'm not saying that other shows are bad. It's just that they were paced for a superhero property.
Yeah.
This is a superhero property that's more paced for human interaction a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of there are moments here where, you know, like there are moments where you're not feeling sorry for Jen. You actually have hope for her. And there was that flirty guy that was there, if you remember.
Josh.
Josh,
I
yeah.
like Josh. He seems like a good guy.
Yeah, the dude Josh that was pretty much stalking her ass around the wedding, man. Everywhere she went, every time she got alone, he was like a lion looking for the antelope, whatever it is, to get away from the pride, but I think from the flock. But he was following her around. But when they were alone,
Like a puppy.
yeah. No, he was flirty, with her and whatnot. But they were really good. There were really good moments with those actors.
Yeah.
Where, he was flirting, but she was flirting back. And I just like seeing these people have these really cute moments together. The actors just had really good scenes together.
You know, I don't have a boyfriend or husband or whatever.
Good to know.
Let me tell you a secret. Listen,
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
you're doing really, really strong.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right.
He's like, you're choking me.
Please.
Let go.
Harder, mommy. Harder, green mommy. To me, like this interaction, because I made the comparison earlier to like other sitcoms, the more modern day ones, this felt like a Jim and Pam moment from The Office. I was like, and I like that. And even before this scene, when he introduces himself and he's so awkward. And I thought that
Yeah.
was really cute.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're already engendered towards him, and you like their little back and forth.
Now, it's a great scene, and I really hope that Josh is a good dude, and I want them to have something, man. I want her to.
You want her to get with someone. It's like a sitcom.
I want her to,
she
yeah.
needs someone.
I want her to get with a good guy, man.
Yeah,
She's been doing these douchebags, man.
Yeah.
To what you're talking about. Again, the show stops to give us this moment where the characters interact with each other, and it's not just with Jen and anybody else.
Right.
The side characters are actually starting to develop a little bit more. Nikki and Amelia. Amelia's that badass lawyer that's over there. Everybody's kind of like either wanting to be like or scared of.
They're in awe of.
Yeah, everybody admires her, man. I like that they took away from, now that Jen is gone, she's leaving Nikki behind, and Nikki's hanging out with Amelia more right here.
Yeah.
And I like that they, that now that Jen is gone, they just didn't like have these two just, do like funny things or have quick scenes or whatnot. No, they actually had moments where they were able
Yeah.
to like build their character too
There was
with
more.
each other. Yeah.
You're married?
11 years this October.
What?
The day after my son's birthday.
Hold on. You have children? You have child. You have kids. Mallory Lucas.
That's enough questions.
She's still kind of a bitch, but,
Yeah,
but she's still kind of a hard ass.
She's
but-
working on that. She's working on
Yeah,
that. She's opening up.
And I always thought that in the beginning, I said, you know what? Indicator of this being a bad show is if she's just the funny sidekick and she's the hard ass.
Yeah.
And they're
And
one
that's it.
note.
That's all that defines
And
them.
they're not.
No.
They're actually having moments where you get to see them grow into some of grow into their own. I like. First of all, can I say something about Nikki?
Yes.
I think I said this before, and I can't unsee it. Nikki looks like Michael Jackson, man. I can't.
Well,
she does there.
Which Michael? I mean, that one, yeah, okay, I can kind of see.
Yeah,
it.
which Michael? So which Michael Jordan?
Oh, that one,
Yeah,
yes.
what fucking Michael
that one.
Is that right? What fucking Michael I'm talking about?
I can kind of see it. Yeah, I suppose so.
Light skin, Peter Pan nose, Michael Jackson. What the hell? Which one?
Later, Michael Jackson. Okay, that's fair.
Thriller, Michael Jackson. No, goddamn it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. The nose. That's not a.
I'm talking about dangling a baby over a balcony, Michael Jackson.
Not
That's
the
what-
most flattering shot. The lighting's not really flattering.
Somebody
right there.
said body positivity. I ain't saying nothing about it. I like Michael Jackson. I said shit. I didn't say Michael Jackson look bad.
I think when someone compares you to that later stage Michael Jackson,
Kanye had a song where he said, I got a light-skinned girl that looked just like Michael Jackson.
Okay, how
I got a dark-skinned girl that looked like Michael Jackson. So, hey, man, because Michael Jackson looked cute.
sure.
Michael Jackson was feminine as so I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you see it.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck you see it.
Yes. I do see it. Yeah. I didn't notice until you just pointed it out.
I ain't saying it ain't nothing bad about it. Shit, I think she's beautiful.
Yeah, no, she is.
Hey, to tell you how this character's coming to her own, I love that scene.
Yeah.
Where she's hanging out with Amelia. Amelia's supposed to be the badass. Amelia's supposed to be handling this certain case right here with a character, Mr. Immortal. We'll talk about that. In a little bit. But she just says, you know what? I got this. There's a character, and we're going to talk about it. Mr. Immortal. He's a guy that has a whole bunch of exes that he's pissed off.
Yeah, for a good reason.
For good, no, a very good reason.
Yeah, they're pissed off.
And I like that he was able to. I like that he was able to come in. Or she was able to come in. Nikki, she was able to come in and just. When all these people were starting to fight each other, she was able to come in and say, "You know what? I can work this out. Everybody gets a fair share. Just let me handle it."
You are going to be reimbursed for the Lake Lawn Mausoleum. You are going to receive a sincere apology with the meaningful eye contact.
You know what I love about this is that I didn't think, and I don't know, this is gonna sound bad. I just didn't think Nikki was that deep.
You just thought she was the funny best friend.
I didn't think she was that smart, actually.
Sure.
And I like that they show that she is an intelligent woman. She's just not the sidekick.
I feel like, and maybe I'm not sure if they'll do this, but I noticed in the episode there was a moment where, because she's Jen's secretary, she's Jen's note taker, and when she entered the scene for the first time when they're interviewing, when they're talking to Mr. Immortal, she puts herself in the back, and then what's her name, Angela?
Amelia.
Amelia, thank you. Amelia, when she's like, no, come sit over here so you can, be closer and involved in the thing. I was like, oh, it kind of shows the differences between Jen. So I wonder if, and they might set this up where maybe she doesn't feel like as appreciated by Jen.
Yeah.
But now they're expanding on her because she was like, oh, okay. So
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that, man. And I got to tell you, even Titania is growing on me because I told you in the beginning when Titania was just having little spotty parts.
Yeah.
Titania just seemed like, a caricature of an influencer, which didn't bother me too much because a lot of influencers are just kind of shallow anyway.
Yeah.
But they took Titania's pettiness to a whole different level.
Yeah, stalking her.
That's when it came. That's when
Yeah.
it became cool when she started stalking her, going to going to this wedding just to make her life miserable. And it was just something about the character is still kind of still a typical influencer.
Vapid.
Yeah, exactly. But then that's the way she's supposed to be.
That's the point. Yeah.
But in this, they took her vapidness and her pettiness to a level where she's just cunning. And it's the way that they shot this. Because there's a way where there's a moment where Bridezilla here, when Jen starts talking about this bitch followed me here, man, she's crazy. You understand that she's stalking me? She's doing this on purpose. And the Bridezilla's like, get out of here. I got a celebrity at my wedding.
Yeah.
It's not all about you. Get over yourself. While the Bridezilla's talking, they're focusing on Titania.
Yeah.
And Titania's like, yeah, it's all coming together. And they don't, and that's what's brilliant about it. Her look says it all. They don't have to have her come in and say anything. Just when sometimes you get a character, just their look, it shows that they're a little smarter or deeper than what they come across.
Sure.
And also, I just think that that was just a cool scene to let the camera do the talking and focus on his character's expression to say everything.
No, she has weaseled her way into this wedding to mess with me. That is so obvious. Why does nobody else see that?
Again, I do.
Yes.
Man, that look, I was like, that is brilliant right there.
It's all coming together. Yeah. Nah, she's a schemer.
Oh, yeah. No, man, I love that. I love that with her. Oh, I'm going to spare you this, man, since I'm having such a good talk.
Okay.
I'm not going to spring anything
didn't have
on
to,
you.
you didn't have to.
I'm not, no, I know, I'm not going to do it. I know you don't like when I ambush you with the ads, but I'm having such a good talk
I'm
with
like
you.
Martin. I've gotten used to it.
Okay. I don't want you sitting over there. Son of a
right,
bitch.
okay, all right.
I'm going to ease into it.
Thanks.
I'm going to grease you down.
Go ahead and
Ease into
easy.
you
Yeah,
with
just
this.
grease me down, Daddy.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, and also help some people out there.
Good.
I'm not petty. You know, I'm not vapid. Well, a little bit vapid with my shopping. You know, I do a lot of shopping online, man.
sure. You'll do.
Yeah, you know, I got a little shallow shopping habits too. I buy a lot, so that's why I like to find a deal for shopping online whenever I can. And the thing that helps me out with that is Honey. Not the food, but the platform, the coupon searching platform here, Honey. Thing with Honey, and I've told you about this before. This is the easy way to shave. To shave. Well, if you can find a shaver online, you can save on that very much. It's the easy way to save when shopping on your computer or better on your iPhone. You know, with Honey manually searches for coupon codes online. You know, a lot of people, it's not easy to find a deal or a coupon code for certain items online. That's why it's good to have this on your computer. And then, by the way, it costs you nothing, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Honey is free, and it's pretty much just a tool. It's a tool that scours the internet for promo codes, and then when you find something that you're looking for, before you go to that shopping cart, it applies the best code that it can find to your cart. You're shopping on one of your favorite sites, I don't know, say Amazon, and when you're about to check out on something that you got, I don't know, you got some shoes that you bought there. Before you get ready to press that checkout button, Honey appears about on this side of the screen, at least for me, comes out on the side of the screen right here. And it will say, hey, before you buy, apply this coupon code right here for 5, 10, 15% off or whatever. And you apply it right there. And when you check out, it automatically puts it on there and you save some money. Now, what else it does is that, because I told you this, I buy a lot of cords and whatnot. You know, we go do our traveling shows, I buy a lot of HDMI cords.
Yeah.
I'm about to buy an HDMI cord and it says, all right, listen, if you can wait, that might be a cheaper price, I don't know, in about 2 or 3 days, if you can hold off. I mean, if you want to get it now, that's fine, but we're just letting you know there's no coupon code right now, but we know there's going to be one a little bit later. Or sometimes they tell me, these sons of bitches have charged you too much. So you just might want to hold off. The big thing with this is that it does not just work on your desktop, because a lot of people love to do a lot of shopping on their phone. So if you get this on your iPhone, it works just as well too. It's free, you don't have to do anything for it, but we want you to do something for us. Go over to joinhoney.com/toasted, and that way you can get it for free, but you can let them know that we sent you over there, and do us a favor when you tell them that them double toasted boys sent you over there, and that helps us out. Get it today, start saving money on things that you buy online, and let it work for you. You don't have to do a damn thing, but just sit there and spend money, but hopefully save some too. I want to thank Honey for sponsoring this portion of the show. I want to thank all of you out there for your support. Just like Honey, you so sweet. And let's go ahead and continue with our discussion here. I want to ask you how you feel about the character of Mr. And let me see if I can find him. There he is. The character of Mr. Immortal. Because the thing with Mr. Immortal, now you probably know about him more than I do.
I know nothing about him.
I looked him up. I looked him up in the comics, and this is what he looks like.
Yeah, okay.
So, and I imagine that while he looks nice and heroic here, I think he's kind of a comedic character.
Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah.
So looking at him right here, he's younger.
Sure.
He's got a whole super suit, and the only thing that we could say that's probably close to what we saw here is that he is a funny character. But again, I don't know him. He's a mutant, by the way, is what they say.
Oh, they keep seeing more mutants in there.
So we're starting to get mutants up in here. They've been saying they're going to introduce mutants. Now, I don't know how people feel about him. I love this character. I love how sleazy he is. And
Yeah.
he is a very sleazy character. So
Con
why do I
artist.
love him so much? Because that actor, I don't know the actor's name. Chat, can somebody tell me the actor's name? That actor is so good, man. And he's the one that is able to take a guy that's pretty much a dick, a guy that's just sleazy, man, and he made him so. And his name is David Pasquesi. And
Pasquesi.
Is that real?
Okay, fair enough.
Pasquesi, is that a real
like
name?
is that his alter ego?
Oh, you know who he is?
No.
He's the guy from Boba Fett.
Oh, he's the Tweelee guy. He's the
yeah.
major domo. Oh, the mayor. He's the mayor's
The
assistant.
mayor's assistant.
That's
yeah,
who it
the
is.
purple dude.
I liked him. He was very good in that show.
I liked it. I don't like Boba Fett, that show.
No,
but
no, I liked
but
his
he was
character.
Great.
He was great in
And
that.
he's just as great here,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. No, I really liked him in the episode. I'm not too familiar with Mr. Immortal. I just thought, okay, he must be just one of those D-list characters Marvel had, and they're like, hey, let's use him here. I thought he was cool because, like, even initially, it's like, okay, you get the sense, like, okay, there's something, like, he's a bit of a con artist, but he's charming, and it's like it makes sense then why he's able to trick all these women.
I'm gonna play this scene right here just to show
Yeah.
you, because that's what it is, man. This guy is just—he's too likable, man, to be such an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm a good guy. I don't want to hurt anybody's.
If you gotta say you're a good guy,
You're not a good guy.
You ain't a good guy. You gotta pat yourself on the back. You're doing something.
Things, but you know, inevitably, things go stale. Can you blame me for walking out into traffic during rush hour and putting an end to the whole issue right then and there?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
They were kind of like, huh? You know, man, this guy's got a point.
Yeah.
Until he said that. You know, what I love about him, first of all, he is very charming and likable. And you can see why he did seduce all these women. So maybe if you're a woman or a gay dude, you're into this guy. Straight dudes, you don't want to like them, but hey, man, you can relate to him.
Yeah.
Because there are moments, and Kyle, you know, you're married man, I'm married man. Yeah, you had girlfriends and whatnot, but hey, listen, I don't mean this in a bad way, but you know, there are times when a woman just starts running her mouth at you and just starts, you know, nagging at you, and you want to get up and do what Mr. Mortal did right here.
I'm obviously ending a relationship.
That is so messed up.
Like,
So
Any sort of personal, because he does it every single time.
Was there an insurance
We're
claim
together
after
then.
any of the ends of these?
Somebody's just got to get away. This will
Yeah.
shut her up.
Yeah. There's been a lot of times he wanted
Yeah.
to jump out the window just to get away from
yeah.
that.
Prove a point. There you
Yeah.
go. How pissed off I am. No, that's a great moment. That's why they put it in the trailer.
It's,
too.
it's such a funny moment, man.
I almost wish they didn't put it in the trailer though, because I knew it was coming. I like finding out why he eventually did that, but if he just did it, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
such a huge
you were
surprise.
right, man. They put it in the trailer. If they didn't put that in the trailer, that would have worked so much better. But it still worked.
Yeah, no.
There's so many funny moments like this with this character, man. I love the scene with the exes when they all
That
come
was
in,
good.
just tell you all, because at first it's like, all right, this guy's just. He's just self-centered. He's a narcissist. He's emotionally selfish,
Yeah.
emotionally immature. But then you find out, no, this guy's he is a con man. What he does is, you know, you already saw the show, but for those who don't know, his con is that he's immortal, so he can throw himself in situations where it would kill anybody, jumping out of a window, 20 stories up, throwing himself in front of a car, whatever, and he'll live through it.
Yeah.
He's fine. Which means that in his mind, he's like, you know what? I legally died.
It's true.
So that means that I don't owe anybody anything.
Yep.
I don't have to go through the messy divorces.
It's like I wash my hands of it and I'm
Yeah,
done. He gets bored of these people he's with, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna move on to something else.
That's
now.
it.
Yeah.
And that's funny because looking at the exes, you see just how bored he gets.
Yeah.
I spent $10,000 on a New Orleans jazz funeral after Arnie accidentally swallowed a cyanide pill.
I like that he's immortal, so he got so bored. He's you know what? I'm just gonna start dudes.
Yeah, man. Well, he's wearing an ascot. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, hey, change it up a little bit.
I mean, he went gay with it. You know.
Yeah.
In a way, I listen. I kind of sympathize with the gay. He shouldn't be dogging women out like this. Our man, but at the same time, he's immortal.
Yes.
And it's like that's almost his curse.
Yes.
And he's going to get bored of somebody like vampires.
That's why the idea of immortality is so terrifying.
Yes.
And it also makes sense as to why he's starting to become more
corrupted.
Well, not just corrupted, but just it's like, oh, I'm not really emotional. I don't have any of these attachments. Because it's like, well, you'll all be gone eventually. Like even you look down that line, like you have the oldest woman on the one end who's like all white haired and everything, and then like his partners are like a lot of them are like a little bit more younger. all the time.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, no, he's just become like, you're just I'm gonna outlive all of you, so whatever. You're just blips in my lifetime.
Yeah, I guess that when
He's cold.
when I said corruption, that it's corrupted him emotionally because he just can't.
Sure.
Everything is just he's lived so long. It's like I just don't have an attachment to
You
anything
become
anymore.
numb to all of it. And
Like
that's why you don't look at them as people anymore.
Like he's become desensitized. Like with porn.
Very much
or
so.
something. Yeah.
Except with people in this case.
People are his porn.
Yeah. I got bored with you.
Yeah. Looking at this and it's so many moments of character interaction here. So many moments where the actors get a chance to act, like we said.
Yeah.
With it being so centered on character, they did at some point say, all right, we do remember that this is a comic book show. And that's when you bring up action, I was like, all right, you know what? That's why I thought that this was a well-balanced show.
Yeah.
Because it's not even that they brought in action. I mean, they're going to have to at some point. But it's that I knew they brought in just the right amount of action.
Yeah, they had a fight scene.
Yeah, they had a fight scene. And a fight scene, and they didn't make it just a fight scene. They actually made it, the writing suited the tone of the show.
It was about something.
It was funny. And I got to tell you, they were doing so well with the character stuff that, when the action actually popped up, that shit caught me off guard. I was like, whoa, like when Jen got that kick to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, let it out, babe. Let it all out.
Bam!
It just flies. I like that. That'll wake you up.
Yeah, man. Completely caught me off guard. And since they're not going for big spectacle, I mean, even the fight scenes are more about centering on the characters' personalities.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, you're not, if you're in there for choreography like Winter Soldier, that's not what this is.
Which is nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm not saying that's wrong.
But here, the fight scenes aren't done for the fight scenes. The fight scenes are there to cater to the personality of what we have, of the people we have here.
Yeah, I agree.
And so they don't go on, man. A couple of kicks and it's done. Like when she's so drunk,
I forgot how to do it.
Yeah, she can't change it to She-Hulk. Yeah, she's like, I don't can't remember how to do this.
I know how to perform.
I love it that it's so centered on their personalities. Titania is just so, she's so about herself. She's so egotistical that she let her emotions get the best of her.
Yeah.
To where she just defeats herself. She slipped on that ice, they busted her mouth.
Deep.
Ooh. Damn, she turned into a mule.
She's a mutant too, right? Her veneers.
Her veneers are like, damn.
Oh my God.
Your veneers pushing your jaw back? What?
Look like a Cro-Magnon. Look like a Neanderthal. It's a cave woman right there.
Sure was.
Oh my Lord.
Goddamn gorilla.
It's a troglodyte. Jesus, get out of here. Don't look at me.
I was surprised she didn't walk like.
I mean, she kind of does do that though. She steals like cake. She's like, I'm leaving, and she runs away.
I'm taking this with me. You asshole.
Look at me. I'm a human being. Yeah. Midway through a donkey transformation. No, that was great.
It was. Of course, there's more going on than what we see here beyond the sitcom and the flirting and the funniness and all that kind of stuff.
Which they've seeded in the episodes.
Yeah.
Some of
There's something always, it's the Marvel Universe. There's always something sinister going on. So what do you think is happening with the end here? That's what I was saying. This is what I was thinking when I saw the end. I said, that dude at the wedding. He's probably the guy. He got her DNA because that's somebody's looking to get her DNA. He got her DNA, and they're trying to recreate another Hulk somewhere. Some people say it might be the introduction of the leader at some point.
The leader, yeah, because we know he's going to be the main villain in Captain America: New World Order.
Yeah,
and they have was it Tim Blake Nelson?
They got Tim Blake Nelson back.
Coming back.
So they had Tim Roth come back, and now they got Tim Blake Nelson.
So it makes sense. I want to know what he's been doing for like 15 years, or even longer in the timeline of the MCU.
Yeah,
it's fascinating. And he's always been a Hulk villain, but he's also fought and gone up against She-Hulk on many occasions. So it would make sense.
So it makes sense to have him there.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be all
there
gross and deformed.
Very intense.
Yeah.
Comic book form.
5-head.
There he is, right here.
Yeah, so he's going to look gross.
His head bubbling.
Yep. So yeah, I think it's the leader. I wouldn't be surprised if the next couple episodes kind of lean more into that, and that maybe that's why we also get Daredevil. Because we're going to have Jen Walters and Matt Murdock probably go up against each other in court, which is what I really want to see, because that's some of the best parts in the comics when they're together. But I do feel like he's going to be investigating something. He'll be like, all right, they have your DNA. What's this all about?
Yeah.
So
That's
but
cool.
I would not be surprised the leader's at the end of the series.
Yeah. So again, somebody said that head.
That's an 8-head. That in the chat. Very much so.
Somebody said that's a Corey head.
You can be the stand-in for him, man.
You ain't got to add on to it. But yeah. So again, I thought this episode was very balanced, introducing things that we haven't seen yet, something bigger. The comedy worked.
Yeah.
There are nice human moments that worked. The CG was better. I actually love this episode, man.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this.
That was great. And the wedding episode. I even like the scene in the last comedic scene before we get to the possible leader stuff right there. The conspiracy behind everything. I like it when the friend who gets like the bride, she gets drunk. And she's like, she hugged here, and she like hugs her. She's like, Jesus, your boobs are so big. I like that they're really, because Marvel and Disney in general, they're just so like, no one has sex. No one likes to have sex, except in two more recent things, we kind of see like, oh, sex does happen in these worlds.
Yeah,
it was kind of cool to see that, and so I like that they had that.
So there you go, folks. Yeah, I think it's great, man. I hope they continue along this line. Like I said, last week was just sort of a bump for me in the road, but it's this one I really enjoyed.
Everyone was able to do something. They had a fun little scene in there. I thought the comedy was working, and they're setting more of the conspiracy behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good.